In a momentous and symbolic ceremony, former President Jacob Zuma was seen passing the baton to another distinct individual, signifying yet another facet of the ongoing Zuma lineage. Please kindly hit on the subscribe button as we go into the details. Dudu Zuma shared this event on Virtual Entertainment with the caption, "Beginning with one good part, then moving on to the next. The Zuma legacy continues." In any event, the post has sparked a range of reactions, both favorable and unfavorable, particularly in regards to a picture showing Dudu Zuma next to her father, Jacob Zuma. The image of Zuma passing the representational twirly-do symbolizes the development of his influence on political matters in South Africa. In her piece, Dudu Zuma intended to discuss how her father's political career has affected her and how it has shaped the future of the country. In order to increase the likelihood of a durable political tradition, the subtitle suggests an exchange of obligations and objectives beginning with one generation and moving up to the next. Despite the anticipated visual, the reactions to the post and accompanying images have been mixed. On the one hand, Zuma's supporters applauded the event, seeing it as a confirmation of his overcoming legacy and his dedication to South African political matters. They continued with importance in the political sphere and complimented the outgoing president on his adaptability. However, commentators were quick to protest. Many expressed their displeasure and fury, arguing that the way Zuma and his family were treated was indicative of a violent moment in South African legislative concerns, marked by outrages against debasement and financial hardships. Particularly, the image of Dudu Zuma with her father incited outrage, with some internet users accusing the Zuma family of trying to erase the history and maintain undue influence over the future of the country. A customer on Twitter said, "A bunch of hoodlums, no heritage ever." Another said, "Nepotism at its finest." The combined answers include the very solitary evaluations of Jacob Zuma's legacy. His critics see it as a perpetuation of a risky period in South Africa's history, while his supporters see a legacy of adaptability and influence. It is clear from the ongoing online discussions that the Zuma legacy continues to be a contentious and divisive issue in the nation's political landscape. Once again, MP Andile Mngxitama has attacked the Economic Freedom Fighters, EFF, for what he considers to be their overzealous defense of the veterans of Umkhonto we Sizwe, MK. Mngxitama claims that the EFF's activities have crossed the line from support and respect to outright partiality. He contends that this strategy has impeded accountability and objective discussion of the place and accomplishments of MK veterans in modern South African politics. As different parties negotiate their links with historical liberation movements and their legacies, Mngxitama's remarks underscore continuing contradictions within the political environment. The criticism made by Mngxitama highlights a larger discussion over the impact and legacy of MK veterans in South Africa after the end of apartheid. The EFF argues that it is important to remember those who struggled for freedom in order to justify its position, while others contend that this kind of respect might impede development and critical analysis. This state of affairs illustrates the need to strike a careful balance between preserving historical integrity and guaranteeing open and progressive democratic procedures. As the conversation progresses, it brings up important issues about the best way for South Africa to reconcile its revolutionary history with its democratic present. The 21-year-old daughter of former South African President Jacob Zuma, Nomcebo Zuma, has gained notoriety as King Mswati III of Eswatini, previously Swaziland, royal lover. 3 different sources have verified this development to Sunday World, a well-known South African journal. After ruling Eswatini for a number of decades, King Mswati III is renowned for his customs and polygamous lifestyle. Given that it ushers Nomcebo Zuma into a prominent position within the royal family, the connection between the king and her is noteworthy in this regard. The sources state that in order to formally establish their connection, the king is required to meet customary conditions. This entails paying the customary lobolo bride price, which in this instance is our 2,100,000 head of cattle will also be provided by the king as part of the lobolo payment. In many Southern African communities, a tradition known as lobo is when the bride family receives a payment from the groom family as part of the terms of the marriage contract. Given Nomcebo's history and the enormous amount at stake in the lobolo, This news has garnered a lot of attention. Her father, Jacob Zuma, was a well-known figure in South African politics, and the